We're just talking about Tether. And I wonder, do you smell a scam in Tether?
I've been saying that since 2017, that I thought there was a big problem with Tether, and I was shocked. And then when I heard they settled something, civilly, and I was like, wow, how'd they get away with that? Like, I mean, that's just sort of not the sort of thing that we would settle civilly. So it's a pretty serious allegation. Listen, I'm a crypto bull. You're right, long term. I think the sooner that massive regulation comes into the market, the better it is for Bitcoin, stable coins, and everything else. I think people are scared of regulation. They shouldn't be. If you look at back in history of any market that was like nascent, say the junk bond market, everyone said, oh no, the regulators are coming in, the market got much bigger. So I think it's a good thing, and the sooner that happens, things like Tether being printed when it shouldn't be printed will probably become a lot less common, and all the other things you're seeing happening with a lot of the pump and dumps will vanish as well, and that will make, I think, crypto far more viable for the mainstream and the institutions. I think Tether, unfortunately, probably in its early days, they probably did some things they probably greatly regret. And they're probably running, I would guess at this point, they're probably running a very clean operation, I would think. But unfortunately, the things that you did when you were just getting started in the early days, they're all on paper. And when they do an investigation, they go all the way back and they use a statute called continued fraud. So there is no statute of limitations. So they can go all the way back as far as they want. And, they can go back to the very beginning, in fact.
For chance. I mean, this is, of course, they deny, we have to say this, they deny they did anything wrong.
Right.
So, they said they made accidents here and there, but it wasn't intentional. But let's suppose that the Department of Justice finds something wrong and whatever. How did they get out of this?
I don't think they do. I think that I think it's a huge issue. I think that, and again, you don't know. Who really knows? The Department of Justice has a broad latitude of how they deal with these things. But I think we really give Tether a very serious black eye, and I would be very surprised if it didn't, at some point, maybe cease to exist, because there's other solutions besides Tether that don't have that sort of thing.
What happens to the market if that were to happen?
I think the market takes a big hit, but then it comes back. I don't think it's a death blow to the market. I think it just simply is going to be a bad time for a while, whether it's a day, a few days, or a month. But I think ultimately, the fundamentals of things like Bitcoin and the value of smart contracts, and I'm a big believer in the DeFi space, by the way, decentralized funds. I think the future is bright. There's going to be bumps along the way. I think if you're a short-term investor trying to trade in and out, that's very, very, very difficult to do. I think you need to, my advice, buy and hold. You believe in it, buy what you think has got value for the long term and hold it and be patient with it. I think that's a great strategy, especially with things like Bitcoin and Ethereum.
So what bothers you the most about the Bitcoin maximalists, if anything? And what do you like about them? So what's the good part and what's the bad part of the people who are into it?
Well, I was always hated them because it's going to 1 million. It's going to 100,000 next, 200,000 next year. One thing I'm sure of is no one knows where Bitcoin is going tomorrow or in a month from now or in 6 months. No one knows. And if they say it, they're lying to you. Okay, you can have a thesis why you believe it's going higher, but what I saw happening, especially in 2017, was as Bitcoin made its first meteoric rise from, dollars up to 7,000 to 20,000, when it got to like the 16,000, 17,000 range, in order to keep the pump going, they had to say it was going to like 200,000 because people aren't going to buy it for incremental returns. People are buying Bitcoin to get massive returns. They want 500%. So you start seeing these wild, outlandish projections about Bitcoin's going to be 2 million. And to me, that was very much designed to get the average person who was looking to get rich quick to put money in Bitcoin.
Yeah, given what you just said, that it's kind of impossible to make projections, I'm still going to ask you to make one. So if you just had to guess, right, Bitcoin Ether by the end of the year, do you have a price prediction?
Versus it's going to 1 million, it's going to replace the dollar. I don't think those things ever happen. I don't think it's about that. I don't think it should replace the dollar. I don't believe sovereigns will allow that to happen. It's too disruptive. I think it definitely has a great chance of being looked at as digital gold in a very big way. I think it has so many use cases on the smart contracts. I got to pick the price end of the year. I would say between for Bitcoin, 45 to 75,000, somewhere in that range, slightly above where it is right now. maybe is high, but again, I don't. That's just kind of like it's an educated guess, and I think for Ethereum, which I own a lot of as well, I'm guessing 4,500.
How does crypto?